Welcome to everybody. I'm happy to host all of you here at our xt.com AMA space. Today's topic is hot, the SocialFi. With the introduction of SocialFi, traditional social networks will be upgraded to the Web3 platforms. Instead of concentrating power in the hands of the intermediate cooperation, power will be placed in the hands of users at this time. They will have then power to determine whether or not this model will survive, and they may even be able to monetize their ideas. Will SocialFi be the next big things of Web3? So I will introduce our guest now. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me properly?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Nice to meet you all, guys. Nice to meet you all. So as I said in the introduction, we are here to discuss and brainstorm around the SocialFi, and we invited you as, expert in this kind of topics. Also because this topic is related to your own projects. So first of all, well, thanks again, and I would like you to introduce yourself briefly, so you can talk freely about who are you, what you do, and how did you get into the Web3 spaces. I think we can start with Susan.
Hi. Thank you for inviting me. It's great to be here. I'm Susan Feng. I'm editor-in-chief of Bitpush. Bitpush is a leading blockchain media and data company. We are based in New York. We provide 7 days, 24 hours news and data, and also a terminal. It's like when you do stock market, you have Bloomberg. Now, when you in the crypto market, you have a Bitpush terminal, and also we have a Web3 project, Crypto Square. It's one of the most comprehensive database of crypto projects, and we are intend to do it in the form of DAO, so everyone can contribute to it. And before joining Bitpush, I'm a business journalist covering American economic and politics. I have the opportunity to interview many economic and political leaders in the world, like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Michael Bloomberg, Bill Clinton, and Alan Greenspan. And also now I'm currently also a columnist for Financial Times Chinese edition. Thank you.
A lot of things going on there.
Yes.
Do you want to say how SocialFi is involved in your ecosystem, in your platform?
Sure. Yeah. SocialFi, it's a very exciting things coming forward. In our project, like Crypto Square. Crypto Square is a database you have a lot. You have the almost all the projects we know, like crypto projects, crypto company, and venture capitals. Every projects, every company related to crypto world, you can find it in our Crypto Square. It's like a Wikipedia, a wiki in the Web3 world. And also, in the future, everyone who are interested can contribute, edit the content in our platform. So, it will be a decentralized wiki for crypto world.
That's cool. That's cool. Thank you for your brief introduction.
Thank you.
Let's move forward to the next guest, which is Yao. Correct me if I'm spelling your name wrongly. I'm sorry for that. Who is the founder of Metaphoro?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Yao. I'm the founder of the Metaphoro. Metaphoro is a Web3 form platform for crypto projects seeking true Web3 governance. Metaphoro bridges the crypto project from Web2 to Web3, replacing the cubezone across platform operations with a one-stop governance toolset. Metaphoro has 3 major crypto-related features. First of all, Metaphoro uses the user's on-chain assets to build a member's profile. Everyone's identity is now validated through on-chain data. Number 2, the governance. Metaphoro provides multi-layer permission setting based on users' assets that help DAOs and projects to build their governance system for their communities. It means the communities can govern by different kinds of tokens, including ERC20, ERC321, and the ERC11555. The Feature number 3 is the incentive. Members can tip in each other with tokens as a contribution reward. DAOs and projects can set different kinds of rewards to engage their users. In summary, we want to create a communities protocol to help crypto world building healthy and strong communities. That's my project, Metaphoro. Before I start up this company, I used to found of the Web2 community startup named Btok. Btok is an app which serves the Web1 forms. We have more than 80,000 forms used our service around the world. And in the last year, we find Web3 is really exciting, especially the DAOs and the NFTs becomes more and more important. And we believe the communities and the forums will be an important part in the future of the Web3. So we start off the Metaphoro. That's my introduction.
Okay, so you mentioned about ID, right? So I assume that those ID will be a digital ID.
Yes.
Okay, that's how you related with the SocialFi. Okay, that's very cool. So let's move forward to Levi. No, sorry, yeah, to Levi, CMO of Btok. Levi, can you hear us?
Yes. Hello, everyone. This is Levi, and I'm the CMO of Btok. And Btok is a Web3 social platforms connecting users to the blockchain world. And nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. So the platform is already online? It's already working, or you're still developing?
It's really online.
Okay, that's cool. Do you want to share some more infos about that, how it works?
Yeah, I want to share my point of view about SocialFi. Is that okay?
Yeah, well, okay. So let's start from that. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, okay. SocialFi, in our point of view, is turning social economy into decentralized finance based on the blockchain technology. To be brief, we call it social to earn. For example, every user can obtain cryptocurrencies by creating, liking, or forwarding contents. However, the financial return is only a result because users don't come just for making profits. We think they also want to show their value on the social network for emotional and social needs.
Yeah, I strongly agree about that. You know, all these crypto ecosystems, they started with this model, for example, in the gaming fi with, you know, play to earn, or do that to earn, do that to do X, Y, Z to earn. But then, you know, it's not sustainable financially for the long run. And personally, I see a great value in the SocialFi because, yes, of course, we can build up a model which is based on also on reward. But the point of SocialFi is ownership of the data and, you know, social experiences. And that's what will be sustainable for the long run. So I like it. Personally, I really like it. So guys, well, you can, Susan, maybe you want to share more about the SocialFi involvement in your project?
Yes, it's in our project, like especially like I mentioned earlier, the Crypto Square. I think it's very interesting. It's a wiki. You can think about it as a wiki, you know, because you know right now Crypto Square, crypto world is still very new. A lot of project is so you just never heard of, or maybe you don't know who is the founder and how it works, you know, what problem is solved, and that's you are interested in a project. And if you want to look for some venture capitals, you don't know which company I'm looking for. I can go to. So you can go to Crypto Square. You can search, you know, the venture capitals. You can have all the list of the venture capitalists you will want to find, and every category of the projects you can just do the search. It's just say, you know, like a project like Certic. You know, you search in our Crypto Square, you can see who is the founders and when it was founded, and also like, you know, what this project is about. And the most exciting thing I feel in the future is not like you can search it, you can find it. It's that you have some expertise. You know this project. you want, and also some new project you think that's important, that has some value, so you put it in this crypto square. You use your knowledge to put it, in to join this whole project, to share your value, and then the value you shared will be compensated with token. I think that's the whole most exciting things for people for us in this crypto world, especially in this SocialFi, that everything we write, everything we contribute, it's not just give this benefit to the centralized platform like we do on Facebook, like we do on Instagram, like we do on it's not like all the things we give it our like and our comments, it all has values. So in our project, in the future, your contribution, your values, can really be appreciated in the real, in the monetary way. I think that's very exciting.
Yeah, so you mentioned Wikipedia, right? And
yeah,
I think Wikipedia somehow in the Web 2 was one of the first example, and at the early stages experiment of, decentralized shared informations.
Yes.
But still all those info is running on their servers.
Yes.
So assuming that something bad happened to them, which I hope not, but we will lose all these infos. Instead, the ownership of the data, as you were mentioning, that's cool. And we can imagine also a reward for those kind of people who provide all kind of knowledge and shared between all the communities. That's very cool.
Yeah, it's actually the reward. We should have the idea that the data we put on the platform, we own this data. And the blockchain technology gave us the mechanism to realize this ownership.
Exactly. We should talk much more about this kind of, usage about NFT also, instead of, talking every time about hype and how much value there will be in the next bull run, because, this is changing the world.
Yes, absolutely.
Yao, do you want to add something about, what do you think about SocialFi and how it's involved in your personal project?
First of all, my project is Web3 native form. Form is a really classic social system, right? The first online form is being built maybe before in the 1990s. We believe the form is really suitable for the Web3 world. So we build a Metaphoro. The core is the form with the comment system, and we add a lot of the Web3 components, make it suitable for the Web3. Most of our customers are DAOs. Why DAOs use us? Because most of the DAOs they are working in the Discord, right? But they need some platform they can discuss the serious topic, such as they want to write proposals. They want to continuing discussing the proposals, so they will use our platform. Why the DAOs choose us? Because first of all, we can use the on-chain assets to build their user's profile. When people log in the Metaphoro, we will get all their on-chain data to build their profile. For example, how many POAPs they get, what NFTs they have, what transaction they have made. So people will know the guy just by the on-chain data. And the second most important thing is the token gating. The DAOs can use their token or their NFT to build the gating system. For example, they can set a gating system to not only kinds of specific kinds of NFT holders can join this proposal, can voting. That's the major requirements for our customers. They need the multiple different kind of the voting system, and we can help them to calculate the voting power by users token or NFT. So they can build a very complex proposal system by Metaphoro. The third thing is the incentive. As Susan said, we need to calculate the contribution of the users, right? For example, in a social platform, if the people they write a good proposal, they participated voting. In fact, it's a contributor to the DAOs. So we have the soul banner token system to reward the users. So when people write a good proposal and it get approved, they can get a soul banner token. When people join the proposals to voting, they can get a soul banner token. This helps the DAOs to incentivize their users to get their proposals to get approved as soon as possible. That's how our platform to relate to the SocialFi.
Who knows if in the future, probably far future, a platform like Metaphoro will be also a platform for, based on the next form of governments. Let's see what the future will bring.
Maybe.
Right, it could work. So guys, when we talk about SocialFi, of course, because you mentioned DAO, so SocialFi, it's related to the importance of the DAO. Levi, what do you think? What's your opinion about DAO in general and how it's involved, if it's involved in your project?
Yeah, well, SocialFi is socially an exhibition of personal social value, as I mentioned before, and in turns social economy into decentralized finance. So Web3 users hope to gain deeper sense of participation and resonance instead of only financial returns, which stimulates DAO development. DAO focuses on co-building and sharing values on the internet, and different users will gather and act for common targets. With DAO, users will actively socialize to create better content and gain financial revenues in return, just like our users in what they do on the Btok. They create content and send red packets, airdrops, and create better and larger communities, and they can gain profits from turning these communities into a bigger group.
That's correct. Susan, what do you think about DAO? What's your opinion about DAO? And also, are you guys willing to introduce the DAO in Bitpush?
Yeah, I think, in the near future, we'll introduce DAO, because we still haven't officially launched the Crypto Square, our project. But very soon, we will launch this Crypto Square, and we'll do it in the form of DAO. I really think, Web3 is a decentralized network. The expansion of this network is based on the consensus. So the greater the consensus, the greater the foundation of the network, and the greater the value of digital assets formed by the network. So I really think DAO as a basis for the governance of the network needs to build a more extensible, fair and more reasonable mechanisms to attract more people to participate. It's not only related to our project. I think it's kind of, to any project, really have, to build this kind of consensus.
It's interesting because Levi mentioned many times the word community.
Yes.
Metaforo contains foro is a Latin word who means square, and also in your project it's contained a word which means people reunite in a place.
The square, right?
Yes, exactly, square. So it's very cool. So guys, I would like to ask you, what for you were the worst challenges that the social network in Web 2 has to face, and how Web 3 can solve these issues? We can start from Yao.
I think there is a lot of the challenges. So Web3 social makes sense. I think the first of all is of course the ownership of the user's data.
Mm-hmm.
In the enterprise, they hold all the data of the users and make it more make money. But if in fact the big social networking is not just built by the team who build system is also built by all the users. For example, if no one posts a tweet on the tweets, the tweet was nothing right, but the users, they cannot get any share from the value of the Twitter, but even more, they may need to see the advertisement to generate the money for the enterprise. That's not fair. So Web3, they can change the model how the value be shared between the company, maybe not the company, the project and the users. So it make the user will be when they will be not just using the platform, they will be part of the platform, and then they have the motivation to ask their friends and other people to engage the platform. So I think that first of all, it's the ownership of the data, and then secondly, the Web2 is lack of the ability to hold the value. The information can be transferred pretty quick and fast in the Web2 system, but the value cannot. That's what Web3 can make. And the token and the tokenization make it happen. Such as DAOs, the DAOs can build a kind of company, but not in the bank and not to back it. That's how Web3 can make the social platform much more powerful. I believe in the near future, the serious business can move from the offline to the online by the ability of the Web3 and the crypto. That's my opinion.
That's cool. Do you Susan wanna add something about this topic?
I really think, in my opinion, there is still a big gap between Web3 social media and the Web2 social media in terms of application performance and user experience. I think that's no doubt about it. Like Facebook, Instagram. There is no any Web3 project you can have that kind of user experience engagement. But I really think, people will still choose Web3 social media because, it's the significance of the realization of the ownership of digital rights. It's like, I think right now, still very few people are into Web3. It's because still very few people realize the data, the digital data, is like they own them. They should get reward for them. Still, very few people have this kind of sense that, the things I do on social media, I should get compensated for that. So there is still a lot of work to do to build this kind of consensus. So if majority of internet users have this kind of thinking, anything I do here, I should get reward. So that's a time when Web3 is really come.
I do agree. For me, when I started to study Bitcoin time ago, for me, it was like mind blowing, even only the concept that I can own my money.
Yes.
I never thought about that,
Yes.
And when I noticed that, afterward, it was like so obvious. Of course, it's my money. Of course, I have to own it. But before, I didn't know that I can. And this is the same for the data, for the identity, for the content that we always share. And we have no idea that it's our by right.
And also, it's kind of, interesting if you go back to put into the perspective, like a human history is the progress that you build the consensus. Like religion is a consensus. It's the biggest consensus a human being can build. And also money, the dollars, renminbis, yuans, it's all consensus. It's like, especially a dollar, like a global currency. It's like all the world. And also now maybe talk a little bit, go back a little bit, like the money itself, when it has ancient time, it's consensus. Just gold is consensus, So, as a human being progress, we into a different world, we into a crypto world, we need to build a brand new consensus.
Probably as humanity, we forgot that we agreed and
Yes.
we have to consent, but probably Web3 will help us to remember this ancient,
Yeah.
social interaction.
Yes.
About Levi, because your project it's strictly a social network into Web3 space. So we always think about from the user's perspective, right? So I am a user. How do I own my data? How do I monetize? And blah, blah, blah. But what's about the platform itself? I mean, my question is, what do you see in the future of SocialFi economy and having a social network? How do you think these projects can monetize, respecting all these concepts that we just share with each other?
Okay, well, we believe that SocialFi will turn users into direct beneficiaries because the time and efforts they spend will be transferred to equivalent return as stimulation. Thus, Btok believes the main target is to empower personal content creation and social influence so that more and more users can gain returns within the SocialFi economy. And based on this, SocialFi eco can expand and develop.
How about you guys? What do you think would be a economy model for the SocialFi from the platform point of view? For instance, how Metaphoro would monetize before to becoming a DAO or also after. I'm talking about the treasury or.
We talk about the social. We can think about Web2 social platform. Most of the Web2 social platform not of users, right? They build the platform for traffic. So they use the traffic and then they make money by the advertisement. But for Web3, I think it should be totally different. The social platform, first of all, should be a social namefi, and it's not built for traffic. It's built for value. So we should build a platform which can hold the value. Maybe not so much users, but it can make much more value than the Web2, compared with the Web2 platform. So if the platform is an online platform, they can hold a lot of values. Our target, our mission is help them to make their work much easier online and on chain. They can we can help them to organize their DAOs, help them to make the decisions. Even more, we can help them to do lots of automatically on-chain operation. So after we can help the DAOs can make money, they can generate value, we can share just a little bit from them. So that's how I think what we should do to make the revenue from our platform. In summary, we don't build the social platform for traffic as before.
You're saying that basically I will finally and hopefully stop to seeing the clickbait title on the video, right? Because that will be not the purpose anymore. That's what is exactly. So guys, then the another question which comes naturally after while we are talking, what is missing today for mass adoption? What do you think, Susan?
I think I mentioned this a little bit earlier that why we feel this missing in this mass adoption is like I think it's really people don't know it. It's very interesting that from my experience it's like we are in the information is like explosion, exploding of information. So many things on the web, it seems you can know everything, but in the fact, no. A lot of things you don't know. You can see that even some small things like, why you choose this school district. And like I'm a mom, I have 2 children, like, why, people always think you should find a good district. But very few people know, unless you have a teenager, applying to a college, that if you go to the very good school district, the competition will be very fierce. Maybe it's not as good. You go to a not that good school district. But if you don't have a teenage son, if your child are not applying college, you don't know that. So a lot of people, a lot of things, in our society, if we are in this field, we think it's common sense. But I really think it's very simple. It's like a lot of people, they just don't know. They did not realize they have this kind of right. They did not realize that data they put on the social media has value. So I think, what we can do, what news media, especially what Bitpush, we are news media, what we do is to educate people to have this kind of weakening that your data is your right.
That's true. And I hope we are somehow doing this tonight, sharing a little bit of education about the amazing possibility that the future it's presenting to us.
Yes,
definitely. How about you, Levi? What do you think it's needed for this mass adoption who everybody's waiting for?
Yeah, I agree on Susan's opinion. For us, Btok, we think users need wider and deeper Web3 education about concepts and applications. Users usually give up trying after they find difficulties in understanding all of the concepts in Web3. So what we can do is to offer more AMAs and articles to help them learn about Web3. Also, Web3 apps should be modified into a simpler version that every user can easily obtain and use. And what's more, Btok keeps making normal users to quickly enter the blockchain world and interact with the elements as much as possible. And we think, therefore, the priority is to engage more and more people with the blockchain to make them familiar with what's going on and what they can do in this world in Web3.
Yeah, guys, I am a strong believer in the blockchain technology, and I see value, not financial value. I mean, of course, there is financial value, but I really see a social value. So I'm very happy to talk with you guys because you are pioneer in this industry, and I truly believe that you guys are changing the world, and it's very cool. It's very cool, guys. Yao, what do you want to add something about the mass adoption? This question I ask to all of you because it's the main topic.
Yeah, I think the whole Web3 industry is still at the very earlier stage. Like the internet before in 1990s, like the world just have the Yahoo. Lots of people still talking about the protocols, how to make the data has the standardized. Like in 20 years ago, people talk about how we make HTTPS. But I think the Web3 just the blockchain world maybe have around 10 years history, but the Web3 maybe just have 2 years. Before the 2 years ago, the only usage of the blockchain is just the trading, right? No people make any other operations on chain. But now it's totally different. We have NFT, we have DAOs, and more and more talented people join the industry. More and more money has been invested to the industry. I believe it will be changing pretty fast, even faster than the internet 20 years ago. So I agree with Susan. The user experience is not as good as Web2 for now. But as I understand, it will be changed pretty quick. For example, for us, the Metaphoro, we build a form. I believe our user experience is as good as adding form in the Web2 world, plus with the plenty of the Web3 features. So I think the mass adoption, when it will become maybe faster than we expect, because I think Now, yes, lots of people still cannot understand how to use the private key to join the world, but we can see lots of the good sign. For example, the Solana has started building the phone with the key embedded in the system. So it will help people pretty easy to join the blockchain world. So I think it will be what's the challenge for us for the world is we still working in the earlier stage. We still need to make all the protocol standard. After all the protocol has been made, I believe the industry will be grow up pretty fast.
I still remember. Yeah, I do agree, and I still remember about the user interfaces that you just mentioned, guys. I still remember one of the first transactions in Bitcoin I've done, moving the asset to my private wallet, was like the longer 15 minutes ever in my life. Waiting for the transaction to be processed, and it was very anxious. But now it's getting much better. So guys, for all the users are listening to us, please drop some questions, because I make the last question to our guest, and then I'll pick up maybe a couple of questions from you guys. Well, okay, nobody has the crystal ball, right? But what do you think is going to be the next narratives? Okay, I'm sure that the SocialFi will be one of the main, even probably the main topic of the next bull run. But Levi, what do you think? There will be some other narratives around the crypto industry, Web3, and etc.
For me.
I ask Levi, but feel free. Levi, you here?
Okay, maybe Susan first, please.
Okay.
Yeah, as you mentioned, no one has a crystal ball, and we don't know is the next big thing, to be honest, because before this bull run, we don't know DeFi will be the engine of this bull run, and when NFT explode, we don't know it in advance. So I really think maybe as human being, our limits will prevent us from predicting very what the future will be, but we can guess. It's like, but the whole thing is make the
it's
future.
A game.
Yeah,
it's a
but
game. It's guessing
the whole
game.
thing, SocialFi definitely will be the possibility, but the whole thing make the crypto world is so fascinating is that we never know what's going to be next, and then that means everyone has opportunity.
That's fair and true. Yeah. You guys wanna bet? Just share your opinion about what could be also one of the main biggest topic in the next bull run. What do you think, for instance, about all those metaverses which also are related to the SocialFi? You think it will continue this big attention on the metaverse? It will reduce? What's your opinion, guys?
Well, we think that there are two topics relating to SocialFi, which are value sharing and anti-fraud. As we know, both Web3 and SocialFi aim to help users to gain returns from content creation. Thus, we would work on finding ways to share value with every user by helping them gain profits from a simple socialization. And let's talk about frauds. As we know, frauds are an inevitable phenomenon within the blockchain world, and we would try to find out ways to build credible on-chain identity and prevent blockchain users from frauds. And Btok has already tried anti-fraud action. We have launched a function called decentralized identity, which is by certifying the token holders and identifying their real identities and show their identities to other users on our Btok apps. And this will build credible and real on-chain identities and increase the project owners' credibility.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Also, it will be, for instance, the big problem who Twitter has about the bot, who they keep posting fake comments, right? With social identities, certifies on chain, then we can avoid this big issue, which is very big. Also, you reply to one question of our users that just literally ask what you what you replied. Okay, guys, last question, just my personal one. Let's say that you enter in the crypto world now and you are not working on what you're doing now. Which problem would you like to solve if you have never thought about that? You can go freestyle here, no problem. More oriented to financial or still trying to solve maybe some social topic? Nothing coming?
Hey, can you repeat the question? I'm not fully get.
If you would enter in the crypto world now, okay, instead of when you enter, and you will not working on what you're doing now, there will be some niche or some other kind of problem that you would like to work on.
Right. If I join the crypto world now, maybe I will working for some blockchain infrastructure. For example, the RWave and IPFS provide the ability for the NFTs, right? So these two projects are really great project for the infrastructure, help everyone in the industry. But as a developer, I still see not of the lack of the ability of the infrastructure. For example, the decentralized database or decentralized operation system or decentralized maybe too technical, it's a DNS network. If I'm not doing the SocialFi now, I think maybe I will working for this kind of the blockchain infrastructure to help build the basement of the blockchain world. That's my thing.
That's cool that you are to see that you're focused on the technical development, which, like for instance, Filecoin or some other project who will impact our society in the same way as SocialFi will do.
Yes, right.
Okay, guys. So I think we can finish here. We have a lot of followers, but questions, I don't see any interesting question popping out. So if you want to add something, anything. So thank you for joining us in our 3rd anniversary, guys. It was a very, very big pleasure to talk with you. I learned, and I hope we educated as we mentioned before. And please keep going, okay? Really, keep going.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy your time. See you.
Thank you. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.